We're back, baby.
We're back and we're good.
No cell phones in studio, please.
Hold on,
No
lost
cell phones in
email.
studio. It is 2025 and we are back with another episode of Between the Cheeks. Hello, my sweet cheeks. Been a minute, been a crazy holiday, but I'm coming back renewed, refreshed, and with a lot of gossip to give you this year. Ooh, that ooh was coming from my guest, the lovely, the wonderful Tatum Ludolf.
Hi guys. What's up? Thanks for
You
having
came
me
with a
back.
woo and then you're like, hi guys. And we have a studio audience as well. Yaz is here to
Yes.
watch us. Woo! Studio audience, crazy. 2025. It's going to be the
Starting with a
year.
bang.
Listen, only up from here. People were already asking me like in this December period, they were like, are you done with it? Are you giving up on it? I was like, what do you mean?
Literally thinking the exact same thing. I was like,
No.
this Charles out in Langeban, living a best life, just forgot about this podcast.
Everyone needs rest, and I don't know, it was nice to see that people are actually paying attention, that I'm not doing it, and
Yeah.
that's what you want. So think of this as season 2. Tatey Pops, how's your time been?
I've been working a lot this past festive season.
Yeah, I didn't see it all. I thought you was like one of Santa's elves.
Yeah, doing like a lot of events and the bartending stuff, which obviously during December and Jan is like very hectic. But it was fun, it was good. You know, when everyone's broke in January, I'm just splashing the cash. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it was mainly work for me. But it was also just nice to have a break from my main job and refresh. How is it for you?
I had
Let's hear the
the
deets.
time of my life. Okay, not to share too much because then one day, you know, we need to build something. And I always said that like one day if I meet someone and I like really like them, I want it to be like a surprise, we're married. But now with this podcast, I feel like it's probably not gonna happen. But yeah, on my last episode, I was telling my brother about this girl that I really liked, and she had a car accident. And basically what happened from there is the guy she was traveling with confessed his feelings for her, told her he was in love with her. She wasn't interested in that. She came back to me on like the eve of her birthday. Plane got delayed. We spent the rest of the holiday together. She was going to go back the 24th of December, stayed till 9 Jan. And we just like had a really beautiful little time together. Now we're trying to save to get to where she lives.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, but stay tuned, I guess. We'll see how that goes.
So that December fling became a December thing.
Unfortunately, I think I'm actually like a bit cursed because I said in one of my last episodes with Izzy, I think it was, I was like, I can never do long distance. This isn't for me. And here we are.
Here we are.
Dang
throwing
it.
all the toys out of the
Dang
closet
it.
and investing.
Getting our hearts all mixed up in the feelings. Yeah, but it's very cute.
Okay,
I'm
nice.
excited.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah,
That's
like
really
our
cool.
parents both know about each other. Like that's a weird feeling
Oh,
as well.
wow.
I know, because I feel like with gay women there's always something, you know, like
Yeah.
either they're not out to this person or they don't want their friends to know. Like my track record has been, you know,
Not the best.
not the best. There's always something. I'm straight. I just liked you in that moment. There's always something.
Yeah.
But like she still said that the week before she came here, she told her dad, like, and that was the last person she had to come out to.
Oh, wow.
And then like just chilled. And I was like, oh, fantastic.
Heaven on earth.
You know, because when you are in that situation, I think it's so difficult to put yourself back in the closet.
Yeah.
And I did that. Never want to do that again.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, girls in love, whatever.
So when are we gonna like get the inside scoop as to like how it all came about, how you met?
Hinge? Do you want to hear it now?
Yeah,
Do you
let's hear the.
Okay, so yeah, we started speaking while they were in Brazil and they were coming to Cape Town, and it was a good 21 days or 3 weeks or so of us just chatting, like one message a day, but like hour long to respond to the person.
Yeah.
And like it was just like very nice. It
Like
was
those 10-minute voice notes.
bruh, exactly that. So it was so nice talking on the phone that I was a little bit concerned of what it would be like in person, you know, to
Yeah.
have that experience, because you can build someone up so much in your head and they can make the perfect replies, and then in person it's like
Your expectation just goes down.
Yeah. So then we had our first date in Cape Town. The trains go away. Someone's crossing the line right now, and they're not supposed to be. I feel like that's the
I think they're just showing support for your relationship.
It's not a relationship yet. It can't be.
Situationship.
No, definitely not that. We've had a discussion. But we had our first date and it was like really romantic. So I organized tickets for us to go up Table Mountain because obviously they're foreign, they've never been. And I had some spare tickets from when I went up. And we went on this date and it was actually overcast. Like, you couldn't see anything, but I knew that I was also broke. I was also broke at this time of the month. So I had...
Showing your true colors.
Sorry, guys. I didn't get paid yet. And I'd also just bought these chairs. And I was just yeah. Anyway, so I had a voucher for a restaurant up there and for 2 tickets. So I said, I need to go up there before the end of December anyway. So let's do it. We went up and... completely clouded. You couldn't see anything in front of you, but we had the whole mountain to ourselves, which was like, it was a really cute experience, you know? I mean, I'd already seen everything, so unfortunately she didn't get to.
She just needed to see you.
And then what happened is we literally closed the mountain. We were there until the last cart went down, and they literally had to come and tell us, and they had to say like, listen, you guys gotta go. So in the cart with the employees and in the cart, I don't know if it's in every situation, but they switch the lights off as you go down. And it literally was this cloud covered landscape, like cold, and you go down into the Cape Town, like landscape, and it's just the most beautiful view of Cape Town that you've ever seen. And obviously you're now in the clouds, literally and like figuratively, and I was just really
that sounds
cute.
Like a really wholesome
it was and then the bus they had to organize a bus to take us to the car because there's like 2 levels of parking, and we were at the one further down. But everything, as much as everything could have been messed up, everything was just like the boxes were ticking and everything was working out. And then we started holding hands in the cart down, and then it was like, you know, like
the butterflies in the stomach.
all those feelings. And then we like had our first kiss when we got to the bottom, and it was really cute.
And it's been beautiful ever since.
Yeah, it's been first kiss. Yo, shush you. Studio audience think they have a mic. So yeah, it's just been a really like beautiful time. It feels like a movie. It honestly has felt like a movie. Like we even did meditation together, like one morning, like hour-long meditation. We went to do sound bath. Like it's a lot of peace. It's like it's a lot of fun and a lot of laugh and adventure and like
but then tranquility in it as well.
Peace and chaos.
Okay, nice. How was the sound bath? That sounds like a cool experience.
It was. Well, when she first said it to me, she was like, I found this sound bath in Athlone, and we were talking about doing a sound bath, and I was like, Athlone? Who does sound baths in Athlone? Like, I know it's a Constancia thing, or you go to the Virgin Active, but I've never been like, let's do it. But honestly, the best, our instructor was so cool, and it was like a 2-on-1 situation. And they went around your body just like doing the chimes, like,
what are they called? What's the place called?
Oh, it's at the Athlone Drug Clinic. She found it on a community group. I don't know.
What community groups is she in here?
Bruh, she does the most bizarre things. It's crazy. She went to go try this frog poison that they put in you. Okay. And I was like, I didn't know we do that. Apparently it's legal in Cape Town.
Yeah.
But you get poked holes in your body and you have to drink like 2 gallons of water, and then they put the frog venom in you, and it's supposed to be like one of the greatest digestive experiences, like cleansing experiences you ever do. And I was like...
And how was she afterwards? She's still alive?
Well, I mean, she literally left the next day. So she came here afterwards, and then like we had a day together. We got a massage, and then she left. So like all these emotions were coming about like naturally anyway. So I don't know if that's just a waste of money. Personally, from what I've seen,
I'm here for the sound bath. The frog poison, I think I can.
No. Sound baths are interesting, and she still explained it to us, our instructor, afterwards. She showed us when you put water in the sound bath and you play it. The music doesn't just like bloop, bloop, bloop. It does this vibration in it. And our bodies are made up of 80% water, and that same thing happens to our body internally. She also showed us a book, and she showed us how there were multiple bottles that the scientists put water into, and he spoke different words to them or wrote different words on them. So he wrote love on one and like hate on another and like different words, and he showed that molecularly the water froze differently and the snowflakes created in the water were completely different. So they were ill-formed when you had words like hate, but they were perfectly formed with words like peace and love and stuff like that.
So cool.
And that's so interesting about our bodies and the words we just speak.
Yeah.
So then afterwards we went to a restaurant and I was like, give me your water. And then I was like, I'm going to say good things to it. So it was really cute. And I just thought it was like really interesting. So yeah.
Wow, that sounds like you've had a wholesome December.
Bruh, I did have a wholesome December.
Worth not shooting episodes for the pod.
You know? And you also had a wholesome little time. You've decided now that you're quitting all the things, hey?
With the wedding coming up this year, I've decided that I just want to try and tackle like my anxiety by itself without like medicating in terms of like marijuana and stuff like that. You know? Gotta use the appropriate word.
Cannabis and such.
Yeah, but just trying to be clean all around. I still smoke nicotine, unfortunately, but
get the vape out your pocket.
That's 2026's challenge.
I love that you've stuck with it though. I mean, it's amazing that you've gotten this far, even just with alcohol.
Yeah, this will be now the third year going in not drinking.
Buddy, I'm proud. Yes, come on. Give a clap for yourselves. Well done, team.
Yeah, it's been really good, and I think each year I just want to challenge myself in that way, which has been nice.
Look at you having strength.
Yeah.
Your finances are probably looking amazing now in comparison.
I mean, you know, you say you're going to save money, but then you just end up
spending it elsewhere.
Buying furniture or doing something
adult things. You know, there's people out there who's not buying furniture.
Yeah.
Some of us only have 2 chairs. We did bring Tatum here for a reason.
Yes.
We've catched up on everything. This reason she actually wanted to do more than anything else. She wanted to talk gay.
Well, actually, before we get into the gay, we need to talk Kaytranada. Because apparently there's a story that I had to wait for the podcast to hear. So
okay,
the floor is yours.
Okay, so I was in VIP for Kaytranada, and I was very grateful for that, just because of the fact that like it was hectic. You saw the floor, like it was way better. And I think if you're used to going into media spaces like I am, your experience will always be completely different of any event than it would be if you're just like in the standard
general access
seats. Yeah. So what happened is me and my brother, we were in VIP. I was having the time of my life. The music was good, the vibes were good. I was just drinking water at that point, you know, so my body felt cleansed. I didn't feel too crazy, but people got rude. I don't know if you've seen like how on TikTok everyone was talking about why was everyone so rude at Kaytranada? Like there were so many people just being horrible people. And
oh really?
Yeah,
like what, like pushing?
Yeah, pushing and just like insulting. Yeah, both, all of the above. And I saw like TikToks about it, and I was too minded about sharing the story just because I feel like there's so much to unpack, and I don't know my personal experience. But basically what happened is Cody and I were in the crowd, and already there was this other girl on the one side like hitting, you know, like when you can tell that they're actively dancing to move you. And I'm a rugby player, so girl, like I'll stay strong, don't worry about it. So this girl comes from behind my brother and she starts dancing, but extremely hard, and it's like she's intentionally hitting her hard ass bag into me, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? Yeah, I'm gonna say something because like at that point I think we're cool. We're in VIP, people are supposed to be respectful here, right? So then I'm like, hi, sorry, do you mind like just moving your bag to the other side? I didn't even like address the fact that I know she was like hitting me on purpose. And she's like, no. I'm like, what do you, like, I'm like, okay, shocked because like, I'm a decent human being and I'm assuming most people are decent human beings. Then she turns to her boyfriend and she's saying to him, why must I move my bag for her? This coloniser, this, and I'm like, she starts talking in heavy vernac, but me and my Duolingo, I'm like, I know what you're saying, girl, like, and like she keeps on saying colonizer, this and that, and obviously you know by this point that I'm a person of color, but I understand that like for most people they don't have that consciousness and awareness. So I'm gonna be like, okay, she was wrong in the situation, but let me like, sorry, like firstly, it's not that deep. But secondly, I'm like, I am a person of color, doesn't acknowledge me, doesn't respond. She just goes on complaining to her boyfriend about me. And at that moment, now I want to fight. Now I want to be like, listen,
Were you kicked out of Kaytranada?
What?
Were you kicked
No,
out?
I wasn't kicked out. Thankfully, my brother was there. But like, I didn't know what to do in that situation because like, I think it's like such a sensitive topic between like colored people and black people. And there are groups of colored people who associate with blackness and that experience. And for me, it's always been like this tightrope of, yes, I feel associated to blackness. Yes, I'm aware that visually and racially that's not what I present as. So what experience do like I get to have in this moment? Do you know what I mean? Because like if you look at like my family history and what my parents have gone through, like that is racial oppression, you know, that is racism. So like how much of that history do I get to be upset for? Because it feels like a disrespect to like not just me but like my ancestry and like everything that was. And I did have a little bit of a cry about it the next day, just because like I've always felt like growing up like I was othered. Like the goal was to be closer to blackness. Like that's why your goal will go to the beach and tan, you know what I mean? I've never wanted to be close or in proximity to whiteness at all. So like that experience, that was like a bit of an emotional wreck. So then I wanted to fight because you ruined my like perfect moment. And then my brother was also there, so I'm like, okay, I guess I can't fight. I didn't want to fight. I started taking my bubble gum out to like put in her hair.
Did you put it
my brother took it out my hands and he told me not to.
Cody's stepping up.
But what do you do in that situation?
I think like beyond like obviously the race thing is like obviously something that like between black and white is like something in South Africa that has always been like a challenge, and navigating that post-apartheid it still like leaks into our generation. But I think the premise of what happened to you in that situation is that you can't control other people's actions, you can only control the way you respond to it. And maybe like you wanted to punch the girl but you didn't is like more to show how courageous you are in that sense, because whatever she said to her boyfriend or whatever she was going to do next, you have no control over that. You cannot control the fact that everyone was rude at the event, and there's only certain things that you can control. And reminding yourself that what you control and how you handle in the situation is what makes you the human being that you are. I think that's all you can actually do.
Look at you, eh, sensei. You're dropping bars. Okay.
But I get the
frustration.
The frustration and the fact that people do perceive you as a white person, and it is frustrating. But
it's okay. I watched that Yellowbone versus Redbone episode of Oprah, and I was like, okay, I'm not alone. There are other like me. But yeah, it's just interesting to see, and I'm curious to see how we move as a society, especially as more couples get mixed and like racial lines get blurred even more and more into South Africa. It's going to be interesting.
But I think we're moving in the right direction from where we were.
Are we?
30 years ago.
Are we? I don't know. I'm looking at like American politics right now, and I'm looking at how like people respond on social media.
But that's America. We're talking about South Africa.
Like locally, like even that instance, for example, I feel like people are getting more comfortable being vocal about racially inappropriate statements, and I don't know. How do we change that? How do we go back?
I think I meant
or move forward in a different way.
In terms of we moving forward, in terms of we no longer have like specific spots for specific races. We're not living in that kind of society. So in that sense, we've moved forward. But now addressing the topic and finding ways to deal with it within our generation and the next generation is another challenge on its own. But let's get into lighter topic. I don't know why I thought your Kaytranada topic was going to be like
more fun,
spicy topic. Like,
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I think your platform is the place where you want to be able to have these kind of conversations.
Yeah, I've been holding on to it.
Yeah, and that's okay. You should be able to have that conversations here.
Thanks, buddy.
You were validated.
Tatum came to me with the topic, and she really wants to explore film and media and cinema around queerness. So I asked her, when exactly did it begin? So we're gonna play a little game of Hear Me Out. We each have a couple of people that, or women mainly, that we grew up watching that we were like, actually, that was a bit of a fruity response for me. Okay, hear me out. Shigo.
Say again?
Shigo.
Shigo?
Shigo from Kim Possible.
Oh, the green lady.
Yes.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. I never got I never knew her and Dracula, like if that was supposed to be her love interest. But I always felt the sexual tension between her and Kim Possible.
Definitely. There was a lot of sass there in between. Okay, hear me out. Poverty from Survivor.
But isn't she also gay now?
2024 was the year.
Your gaydar was there, hey, bro. You were there at the beginning saying
Even though in Survivor she was like the womanizer and was like just working her way around the men, but always got a gay vibe there.
I feel like I do that all the time.
Are
Like,
you
I feel like
womanizer?
No, I feel like there are some queer people who use their like feminine energy to get where they want to be, you know, and like assert themselves in certain situations, but they also balance it with like this very masculine energy that moves under the radar.
Definitely.
I associate that.
I have first-hand experience in the sense of I recently went out with a friend of mine and super gay, like totally into girls, but this night for some reason she was just letting men buy her drinks and like hanging out with her. And then at some point, like when it got to a point, she was just like, help me. And I was like,
I've gotten in too deep.
No, I was like, no, girl, you got yourself there. You wanted that drinks, you wanted that beer, you wanted that shot. You're going to get yourself, I'm here, but you're going to get yourself out of there.
When I did that, I think the last time I did that was 2 years ago. This guy, he invited me to this event, but under the premise of, let's work at this event together, become part of our family. I don't want to say the event's name because it's a very popular event in Cape Town. Become a part of our family. And I'm like, okay, let me go do my thing. But I was going to another beach party before it. So it was me and my cousin and like 4 of her friends. And then this party was dead. We were not having a time. So I hit him up and I was like, hey, I know the tickets are sold out, but what are the chances? And we got in, all our tickets were free. Then the drinks were expensive. He came with bottles. Basically, I got 6K out of this like interaction. And I was like, you know what? For a little heterosexual vibes tonight, I think I'm okay.
Did he think he was going to get something out of it?
He was mentioning marriage by the end of the night. See, this is the problem. I think women that have no care about a man's attention are the ones that will be most successful with a man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But this is the proverb side of life.
How do we break that narrative that like women lead men on just to get something out of them?
But I told you I don't know, if you don't look at the pride flag in my bio, I think that's on you, baby. If you don't ask any questions, that's on you. You want to spend money on me? Okay. But then I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I'm like, is it my responsibility? No.
Yeah.
Because I've told plenty of guys in the past that like, listen, I like women. I'm queer. And we've bonded over it.
Yeah.
Tell me why then they're getting jealous. Tell me why then they're trying to kiss me. You want what you want, and I'm not going to waste my energy on trying to convince you otherwise anymore.
I mean, you could literally show all your DMs of like well-known figures.
Okay, so you nearly said her name. My summer loving and I were at the airport, and we were doing our like final goodbyes. You know, like emotional when Harry met Sally kind of end of relationship rom-coms, crying, like kissing. Okay, go. And then, you know, you watch them walk away, final goodbyes. Then I turn around, and this was like 1 a.m. The guy in the airport, he was sweeping, and he was like just next to us. So he's probably seen this whole thing gone down. And he was like, is that your friend? Are you going to miss her? He was like, where do you live? I'm like, hold on. I was like, here, brother. He was like, no, but wait. I'm like, I'm not going to tell you. Okay, goodbye.
Yeah.
Men are disgusting.
Literally.
So then I go home and I tell her the story. And I saw she had an interaction with like a security guard like at the door.
Yeah.
And they had a little chat, and then he like pointed to me and then looked back, and I was like, oh, and what was that? And he was like, he asked if you were my sister.
Yasmin has literally made this joke before where like people have asked us like literally with an engagement ring on her hand, like we're holding hands or we're walking and they'd be like, are you sisters? So she's literally been like, oh my word, you're my sister, why? And I'm just like, no.
Absolutely not. Is it not giving? Dyke. I'm sorry. What do you mean?
Or the one time we were in the store, well, this isn't really funny, but these guys were just being like really homophobic, I feel like, in a sense, because we were walking together and the one guy was like, who's the boyfriend? And Yasmin turns around and she's like, I'm the boyfriend, you have a problem.
Slay Queen. We love you for that.
Yasmin's always throwing shade back at them. I love it.
So who do you think has the more masculine energy in the relationship in those situations?
I think it's like
Who's ever faster in the moment?
yeah, it literally is like whoever is in the mood to actually like entertain this person, and then maybe the one's having a good day or the one's having a bad day. So it differs, like, because I feel like maybe my appearance makes me look like more of the masculine one, but Yasmin can pull through when
it needs to go down. Stunning. Okay, I said she go, and you said
Princess Bubblegum from Adventure Time.
But she was fruity.
She was
How
fruity.
old were you at this point?
Adventure Time's like on like its 20th season, correct?
Yeah, but
me
you
if
were
I'm
like
wrong.
16, weren't you?
Yeah, but that's like kind of, I came out like 15, 16.
Okay.
Before that, it was just like, oh, that person looks nice, or that person's funny. But like 15, 16 was when I'm like, I want to see this kind of content. This is what I want to watch.
Okay, hear me out. Cree from Codename Kids Next Door.
I don't think I've watched that.
You've never watched Codename? You've watched. Thank you.
Never.
Then wonder this is why we need an audience member. This explains so much. I don't need to go to a therapist anymore. Why do I like the bad girl? This, then Dr. Doofenshmirtz's daughter. What was it? Her and Candace, I was like, y'all have way more chemistry than Phineas, than Ferb and her.
Well, Candace was really into Jeremy, but was she into Jeremy?
No.
It seems like she just wanted like that picture perfect like life.
Ashley Tisdale will always play people that I'm like, you're supposed to be a little bit fruity.
Is Ashley Tisdale Candace's voice?
Yes!
No way!
Yes, what do you mean?
Did you know this? What? You learn something new every day.
Are you not embarrassed?
I am.
And then isn't Alison Stoner is the scout girl that Phineas, Isabella.
Did you know that guys?
Time to learn.
Right?
Time to learn your cartoons, my bro.
Look, I'm not really a cartoon animation person. Like, my animations are SpongeBob, The Simpsons. Like, that's as far.
Are you proud of yourself? How are those your top two?
That's like as far as it goes. The rest, I told you, I wanted Vampire Diaries, that One Tree Hill, like, you know.
Okay, Team Edward or Team Jacob?
I was.
Wait, let me guess. As a brown person, Team Jacob.
Yes, definitely. Look, Edward was long game, I get it. But Jacob, there was just more of like, you know, a spark, a sizzle.
Ooh.
Edward was giving cold shoulder.
Okay, but a little wild how when the daughter Renesmee was born, also that was weird because that's my mom's name and my grandmother's name, so I was like, Renesmee.
Can I swear on you?
Yes.
That was a fucked up thing for him to do. Like, how
What do you
are
mean?
they putting this grown
Imprinted.
man with this, for them to be together like when she grows up? Like,
Y'all were wrong for that.
why did they have to go down that road?
There were two things I'll never forgive them for, that and when they cut off the dad's head in that fight scene and then it was a fake fight.
Yeah.
I was like,
Look, that was their best like plot twist that they had in the series.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Fair enough.
Like everyone
but it was,
watching
I hate that. It was a dream. Oh, it was a vision.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Don't end it like that.
But-
it's like Killing Eve. When Killing Eve ended and they were like, yo, we're just gonna shoot her dead. Phoebe,
Yo.
how can you do that to me?
You make us wait like 5 seasons for them to finally have their first kiss.
Sandra, yo.
Then for them to be together for like 2 of the episodes and then for her to die at the end. Like, what's this called? Killing Eve, not killing Villanelle. So like, wouldn't it have made more sense to kill Eve?
It's about the yearning. It's about the gay brooding.
Why is there always a gay character dying? Like, is that part of
They
our story?
don't want us to
Like,
be happy. There are few good movies that like have purely I'm here for a good time.
Yeah.
Okay, give me an example.
So I'm definitely going to give you one of the classics, which is Imagine Me and You. I'm sure you've seen it.
Oh, Cersei Lannister in there.
You're a
with these-
wanker number 9.
She was like, it's intercostal diaphragmatic breathing. Ooh, love it. She also had the wildest back tattoos and that. I was like, please tell me those aren't your actual tattoos. Those are despicable.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that she could have that relationship with her husband and me being like, he's actually a lovely guy
Yeah.
and he doesn't deserve this. But at the same time, we're like,
Love is
we
love.
get it.
We get it.
We get it. Another movie, Crush. Those are actually the
that's a
two
new
movies
one.
on my USB. Yes, Crush with Awali Cravalho. She's Moana. Do you know that?
Yes.
Okay, she's got some cartoon knowledge. We love to see that, and she's really good in that.
And she's
my type.
queer in real life as well, if I'm not mistaken.
One day
Yeah.
is one day.
And then another one for me, which is like a classic comedy, is But I'm a Cheerleader, from the lady from Orange is the New Black in it.
Yes.
When she was like, I think it's like came out.
Natasha Lyonne.
Yes, it came out in 1997. It's actually the year we were born.
You were born. I'm
Oh.
a 1998 baby.
Ooh. Yes.
But can we talk about the fact that she's not gay? That bothers.
Is she not good?
She is straight.
Don't lie.
Natasha Lyonne is straight. She has built her entire career on queer people.
So she's queer baiting, basically.
basically.
That is hectic. That's
She's for
so
the
hectic.
community, but she's not actually. I don't know how I feel about it.
Oh,
But congrats.
Not a queer series, but another series I really liked in was Russian Doll.
Russian Doll. I haven't watched
Yeah,
that
it's
one.
basically like the Groundhog Day kind of vibe, where every day she wakes up and she's like doing the same thing. But it was a really good series.
Oh.
Yeah.
Atypical. Have you watched Atypical?
Is that a queer?
Yes. What do you mean?
Oh, Atypical. I thought you meant the A-Team. What is the one with
The 80.
What is the one? I gotta pack up for the sunshine.
Easy A.
Easy A. I thought you were talking about that.
Although there was also tension there between Emma Stone and Amanda Bynes' character. Please save Amanda Bynes if you're watching this.
I saw she just has a new art gallery.
Yeah, I just needed to fix that little face tattoo, and I think she'll do great after.
But yes, Atypical, definitely. It was like a long burn in the series. Love the penguins in there.
And also another male character that you're like, oh, he's a great guy,
Yeah.
but just not the one.
But not the one, yeah.
Yeah, and that happens. But it's always horrible when they make the guy like, oh no, he was like a shit person.
Yeah.
Why were you with him? But I like it when I'm like, oh, I am conflicted about this feeling, because that's what happens most of the time.
Yeah.
Like for most women who date a man and they're like, actually, oh, I wouldn't know. I've never actually dated a man. Well, no.
Yes, man, high fiving you off camera.
Yeah, girl. Slay. I got that gold
She's also
star.
never dated a man, so.
Sure. How do
Yeah.
you feel about it? Hold on. Great.
Wow, guys.
I don't know. I feel
Shade.
like it's always been that thing where I'm like, I kind of wonder, but at the same time, I'm like,
I don't wonder enough.
like, do I want to have that experience? Perhaps
Not.
Yeah. We were talking on the show today, and I was having a conversation with our film reviewer, and he was like, I'm so glad we're finally addressing the orgasm gap between men and women. And I was like, shame. She don't know me.
Was he talking about Baby Girl?
Yes.
I knew it. I knew
How
it.
did you know?
Yeah.
Talk to us about Baby Girl.
Well, I haven't seen it. I've seen like snippets, and also I have this really bad quality of reading about the films before I go and watch them. So I'm like, don't get surprised, but I know enough about it. And one of the reviews I read was that the fact that Nicole Kidman had a orgasm on screen, like,
She did?
yeah,
Like, actually.
obviously not. That's acting. But like
I'm sorry.
one of the
I
scenes,
don't know. Maybe she was enjoying it.
yeah, one of the scenes was like him not like being on her inner, let's put it bluntly, but giving her orgasm, which was like very empowering for women in a sense.
But she's cheating, and we don't like you cheating on Antonio Banderas.
I don't know if you want a spoiler.
What?
Are you gonna watch Baby Girl?
Yes.
Okay, then I won't give you the ending.
Wow, how do you know the ending? Okay, I'm done with you. Okay, moving on to the next one. Give me an example.
So obviously another one that just is like a cult classic, I'd say, is the L Word. Also, the L Word generation was a
Gen Q.
Gen Q. That was also a really good
Is it
one.
Gen Q?
I feel like it's the L Word generation Z, X or Z.
No, I think actually it's Gen Q. I was getting confused with another queer show that I love, Gen Z.
Gen Z, yeah. Oh, Gen Z is also good.
Banger. But yeah, no, I definitely had my like L Word awakening. And sometimes I forget. I'm like, I still had a friend over and I was like, oh my God, I love the L Word. You have to watch it.
Yeah.
Because they're like an ally. And then I started watching it and I was like,
this is not for
I'm
straight
so
people.
sorry. I was so
There's
sorry.
so
I
much
didn't mean
sex
to. This is not a move because I feel like if someone started playing a porn.
So let's
with
talk
me, I'd be
about a lesbian softcore film that Yaz actually brought up earlier on, which is Blue is the Warmest Color.
Is that softcore?
Or hardcore?
Yeah, like when you say softcore, it makes it feel like it's actually more tame.
There's a 12-minute sex scene in Blue is the Warmest Color. And a lot of, like, one person we went to film school with was like, oh my word, this is like my favorite film. As a lesbian, that was not my favorite film. Like,
I think you're a bit concerning if that's your favorite film. I like narratives. I like the intimacy, the yearning.
Yeah, and that just gave messy, toxic relationship vibes.
100%. I think the exact opposite of that for me would be like Dickinson.
Oh, Dickinson, I love it. Like, I wish it didn't end. What's Haley?
Steinfeld.
Yes. I think she portrayed like a character so well. Her relationship, like, you got to see them together in season 1, but like from season 2 and 3 onwards, you actually got to see their relationship grow beyond just this like, oh, we're best friends, but we kiss each other now and then. But yeah, it was always, I'm not a big fan of like, would I say like a series of films that are set like in the 18th centuries.
I agree.
But this series specifically, like Gentleman Jack, just captured me like instantly.
Okay, I see it. But I agree with you. And I've said this about a lot of films that are set in that specific time period. I feel like it's such a way to allow racism in casting and your selection of characters. So I love it with shows like Bridgerton and like Dickinson, where they're actually like, we're gonna completely fuck around with your norms and this time period, and we're not gonna give you exactly what you want. So we're gonna do our own modern adaptations. I way prefer that. Even when I watch plays, I'm like, you really chose to do this play? You really wanted to, like Adam Driver when he, although I do love Black Klansman, but like when he says the N-word in that movie, I'm like, this feels personal. I don't know how to feel about this.
I actually read an article that was basically saying how Stan Lee went after Quentin Tarantino for like the way he depicted racism in his films, and his use of the N-word in his films. That Stan Lee said that the way that he used it in his films didn't feel like he was paying tribute to the culture, but more that there was just this white man that was like trying to put these like specific things in his film and try and make it okay, basically having white people say it. So yeah.
Makes sense. I mean, you can tell when these shows are even written by men or written by women, like in how they make women think and exist.
Let's not get started on the fact that some of these lesbian films that we've mentioned have been directed by men. Like, that to me just like blows my mind. Like 100%. How you have to actually search for like women loving woman film that was directed by a woman. Like, I mean, 100%. Bottoms is a good one.
Yeah.
I know you love Bottoms. Booksmart's also a good one.
That was Olivia Wilde who directed it.
Yeah, but she's not queer though.
No, but I'll take it.
We love that Harry Styles that Harry Styles thing that went on. From what was that movie that they were in?
Don't Worry, Darling.
Yeah, actually never seen it.
It's a banger. I do enjoy. I was pleasantly surprised by the end of it.
Have you seen the one with Harry Styles as the policeman? My Policeman or something? No. I'm also want to watch that one. Apparently it was
a banger movie. Start with Don't Worry, Darling. You'll be like, don't watch the end. Don't watch the end, okay?
Why?
Because then you're not gonna like be surprised.
Oh, you mean like don't read about
Yeah,
it?
yeah, exactly.
Well, I haven't, so because when that thing was going on, I was like, do I really want to watch this? It's a lot of controversy.
You actually do, I think. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. How do you think that media has changed since we were like younger? Do you think it was more wholesome back in the day, or do you think that we're actually moving into a phase where like the queer stories that they're doing are better and more well developed? I can take it either way.
I think back in the day, they were trying to tell queer stories, but still tell it in a way that a straight audience wouldn't like be like thrown off by it or feel like it was too provocative. Where now I feel like they're just like, this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what I want, and they're like throwing it in your face, you know? Like now I feel like I'm looking for like more of those like slow burning romances, like, you know, the storylines, like over in a series, like it can go over 1 or 2 seasons before the characters get together. Where now I feel like, for instance, with you were saying Gen Z. Like these people are just like hooking up with each other.
That's high school.
Like,
That's college, brother. That's
like,
college.
you know, where before if we watched the series that was put in college, yes, we'd see that, but it wouldn't be as raunchy. And that's like my biggest fear now is like that people associate queerness with like sex and BDSM and
But they've always done that.
yeah, but now it's depicted in films like more.
Yeah. The polyamorous lifestyle, the diversity, that queer people don't like commitment.
But me as the kind of films I watch, like I say, drama, romance, like that's what I want to see necessarily on screen.
That's why I love Modern Family, because of the fact that like you had this queer couple and it was just soft and gentle and they had their story.
And Lily.
And that's what I want.
Yeah.
I want people to see it, because sometimes I feel like my parents don't necessarily, like they know I want to marry a woman, but I don't think they know like my goals after that point. Like, do I want my own kids? Do I imagine a family? Do queer people imagine families? You know, like a lot of people I feel take queerness and associate it with like not wanting kids.
Yeah.
So that's always interesting. So showing families that can build and like how diverse different spaces can be and different people, that's what I enjoy most about the stories.
Yeah, definitely.
I think you enjoyed this conversation more because of the fact that you are gay.
Why are you gay? Was that on? That was on national TV, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was on national TV.
But yeah, I think for myself, like having these kind of conversations are very important, and it's really something I feel passionate about, and it affects me directly. So
I love the gays.
Yeah.
I am the gays. Listen, I agree. I feel sometimes, like, especially with this podcast, like, I'm like, do I want to talk about gay things? I love gay things, but like, do I want to talk about it? Like, I feel like it's always that thing of like holding your breath a little bit more, like when gay things happen on TV or in spaces. And I think it's just about having the courage to have these conversations and do more and be more. And then more people will feel like they have a space and community. And I hope that all you gays that are watching my show enjoyed this conversation.
Yes, thank you so much for having me here today.
Again, my friend, it has been a pleasure.
It's been great.
And to our live studio audience, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Have any last words for us?
I think our grandkids will be happy that we didn't date men.
And this has been Between the Cheeks. I'll see you next week, love.
Bye.
Bye.